Hello friends at Verdant Ride. I am kind of busy, so we're gonna do our shows a little different this year. As far as I can tell, you guys like to see eFoiling, and you like discussions about eFoiling and eFoil gear and that kind of thing. So what we're gonna do is I will show you scenes of eFoiling, and we will have discussions about eFoils and eFoiling. But I'm likely going to be doing some multitasking. And if that's not for you, I apologize because there's nothing I can do about it. I'm busy. So I'm going to be very brief here. A lot of people have asked me my opinion on the Lift5. Here it is. I haven't ridden one yet. Zen Water Sports offered me a demo on a 4.9, which I'm not that interested in. That's a little bit big for me. I would rather be on the Pro. I haven't actually contacted Lift yet about getting a demo, but I will. Here's my gut reaction on the whole thing. They got super fast battery access and no cables. Just everything snaps in, the wings snap in, the mast snaps in. That's all good. That's great. That makes everything lighter. You think about it, you don't need the lid to keep your battery contained in there. I think that's all a really good idea. It's not necessarily a huge selling point for me in particular, mostly because I have 3 eFoils. I mean, how many do I need, right? But I live on a lake. My distance from board to where I'm gonna ride is 40 feet. I leave my board set up ready to go all the time. So like snap in and stuff, I would almost never, I would use that to go, I don't even use it to go to racing. If I take it to another lake, I just throw it in the back of my Prius, all built, it all fits. So if I didn't have an eFoil, I'd be like, sweet, I got all this stuff, it snaps into place. But for me in particular, those aren't selling points. What is a selling point for me? All right, that new Pro board, which is, it's 4.4, so it's 4 inches longer, but it's quite a bit narrower than their old board. That's very interesting to me because even though I don't necessarily need any extra length, I mean, what I really want is my wakeboard, but an eFoil. That would be awesome. I want it as light as my wakeboard, and with a battery and everything. I want it as small as possible because really I don't spend a lot of time on the water. I only need the board big enough for me to plane and get up. Once I'm up, man, I don't need a board to support me. Frankly, if I could just like start on an eFoil already up, you could put two little foot pads and that'd be all I would need. I don't need anything there. I just need enough to get up. So frankly, I was kind of hoping for something more extreme in the getting smaller section. Like, I don't know how small we can get with them, but I would very much like it if we just like shrunk that thing down to the battery. And you know, I want to get as small as possible with just enough flotation for me to get up. I don't exactly know where that is. Maybe that 4.4 Pro Lift5 is it. Maybe that's as small as they could make it. I honestly don't know. I don't know that I saw any other major innovations. It seemed kind of what happened here for Lift is this year, I feel kind of like they did a little catch up. They caught up to the other brands that already had snap-in stuff, right? Or already had this single integrated battery board system with no lid. So, okay, and I don't want to prejudge it at all. It could be fantastic. But given that I just haven't ridden it yet and everyone's been asking me for my opinion on it, I want to give you something. If you do not have an eFoil yet and you've been looking to buy, I'm sure you're going to love the Lift5. I'm sure of it. Yep. As sure as I can be without having ridden it. I'm convinced they build solid products. But I would really like to know if the that Lift5 Pro is going to be an advantage for me, given its size. And if it's not, then it'd be good for me to wait. I should wait for something smaller and lighter because that's what I'm after. So, and I also told Zen Water Sports that I'm like, here's the thing, I'm relatively interested if the ride on the Lift Pro is much better. And I can't say I'm extremely interested because a lot of the things that they're advertising about it just aren't selling points for me. So, I mean, that's where I'm with it. What I will do is this. I will kind of accelerate my getting to demo that 4.9 Pro with Zen Water Sports. But I want to know that that's what you want me to do. And what I would like you to do is I would like you to put your questions in this show. Just post a question you have about the 4.9. That's what I'll first get to demo. And because I want to actually answer questions you'd be interested in, because I can already tell you I'm not interested in a 4.9 board. I'm just not. Like I've got a 5.0 Sport already. That thing feels way too big for me. 4.9, that's pretty close. I'm looking to go smaller. So tell me what your questions are, what you want me to record when I demo it, stuff you want me to test, stuff you want me to give my opinion on, so that I make sure to actually capture that for you. Tell me the stuff you want me to look for. Tell me the stuff you want me to record. Tell me the stuff you want me to evaluate, and I will make that part of that show. Is that a good deal for you? Is that for people who are interested? I'll shake on it, and I will see you next time.